Hey guys, Cranberry Muffin Man here with 40K Nation, the Strength 10 chapter here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I'm going to be doing a painting tutorial on Space Wolf, on a Space Wolf with a combi plasma. Now, the first thing you're going to want to start off with is a good primer, and a primer that I suggest, go to Check O'Reilly's on Google, type in your zip code, and I suggest this Bright Touch Automotive Primer. It's a flat color, it's a gray primer. It's actually darker than this. So what I've done is I've already base coated this entire thing here with Codex Gray to darken it, because actually that primer is, the Bright Touch primer is actually a little bit of a brighter color. And let's go ahead and get started here. Put a little bit of water in here. And the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and get some black. And I actually paint a lot of the time out of my pot, and I'm able to make the majority of it last without it drying up. Most of the time I don't use a paint tray or anything. I think that's really more for your guys' benefit. So let's see here, we'll go ahead and cover this whole thing here. Probably shouldn't have gotten so much black on there. So I have a few different themes that I've done of the Space Wolves with the combi plasmas. I have another painting tutorial coming up here, which is more of a like a 13th Company, the Lost Company that went into the warp with Russ. I don't know if you've read any of the books, but Russ went after a bunch of the Chaos Legion, followed him into the warp, and he has this thing where he says he's going to come back. To tell you the truth, I find it quite annoying that all the Chaos, they have, what is it? What do they have? They have, okay, check this out. Chaos has all their gods, so they have all their gods. Korn, Slanesh, Tzincht, and Nurgle. So they got all their gods. Then they have demon princes, right? Then they have tons of demon princes, which are extremely strong. Then upon the demon princes, they also have a fair amount of the bad chapter, the chapters that went bad, are those Primarchs are still alive. So basically they have everything. Chaos gets everything. And what does the Imperium get? The Imperium has all the Primarchs either missing or dead. And yeah, you get some characters, you know, you get Dante, Mephiston, etc. But they're really not, they're not on the scale, the level of power that the Primarchs and stuff are. Well, Tigurius is he's in Vanilla Marine Codex. He's the most, like, supposedly the most powerful Psyker if he connected his mind to the Tyranid hive mind as they think. Excuse me. But realistically, still, I think it's a bunch of bullocks that they get everything and we don't get nothing back. As a matter of fact, there was a bunch of leaks and rumors and stuff like that. I guess they were just rumors. They ended up because they didn't become true. That that with this latest expansion, we were going to get Guilliman back from the Ultramarines. But that fucking fell through, didn't it? Lionel Johnson threw his little bitch fit. He's still gone too. So we don't even have the fucking Emperor because he's knocked out of commission. To tell you the truth, for everything that the Imperium not having and Chaos does have, I think it's hilarious that they can't. They never win. But then again, I guess if they win, it'd be fucking game over, right? Like if Abaddon actually made it, if he made it to Terra. See, here's another thing too, though. In all those Black Crusades that Abaddon made, he fucking still never makes it back to Terra. And then he talks all this shit about Horus being this weakling, right? Because he doesn't, I'm pretty sure he's his clone baby or whatever. Talks all this shit about Horus being a weakling, and his ass ain't even made it back to Terra. At least Horus made it to Terra. His ass ain't made it nowhere. You do like to pick on the Ultramarines, though. Who doesn't? Who doesn't like to pick on the Smurfs? Which actually cracks me up because one of our major Ultramarine guys over here, in my chapter, Andrew, he's actually going to be switching over to Space Wolves, which cracks me up. And the funny part is I actually have this big Space Wolf list with a bunch of combi plasmas and stuff like that, and I'm actually thinking about switching back to Nilla, because then I'd be able to take Stern Guard, which Space Wolves can take. Blood Angels can take, though. Alright, so we're going to be switching over to a color here. Most of you guys are going to be using bubonic brown, okay? It's not this yellow. It looks a little bit more yellow on camera. Mine is a little bit wider, so if you add some bleach bone to it or some white to your bubonic brown, and basically this is the color that I use for fur and pelts and stuff like that. It's the base coat that I use for those things. And we're going to go ahead and cover this all up. Yeah, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so I'm thinking about switching back to Nilla Marines because the Stern Guard are able to get that their regular shots that they fire. It gets hot like a plasma gun, so the plasma gun's AP2. But the regular Stern Guard shots, you can choose to fire them as AP3 or even AP4. And I constantly forget that regular bolter chode fire is not AP4. It's actually AP5. So I'll be shooting at some Eldar guys, and I'll be like, why isn't that bitch dead? And oh yeah, that's right, my bad. It's AP5. So to be able to fire, and the AP4 ones, those ones actually don't get hot. So you could just be killing Eldar all day long. Not that there's like millions of people out there anyways playing Eldar. I think for a while there, Dark Eldar was back, but it seems like people are kind of reverting back to IG and stuff like that. Oop. Alright, so we'll close this up. Go over the top of this one last time. Alright, so now we're going to be going to Shining Gold. Like I said, majority of the time, I'll just take what I need. And this is just my little suggestion. A lot of people, a lot of friends that I see, they'll open it up and they'll just leave their pot open. I take what I need, it's a normally fair amount, and then I just close my pot. That in itself, opening it constantly, could dry it out, but to tell you the truth, the loss is minuscule. It's nothing. Let's see here. He has this gold trim that goes over his thigh right here. Little details like that help your model look really good in the end. Hopefully this big old combi plasma isn't blocking too much. And that's actually going to be another painting tutorial. I mean, not a painting tutorial, but just a building kind of tutorial that I'm going to do with you guys. Show you guys how to do is how to make my combi plasmas. I've seen a lot of variations of stuff out there. Obviously, I'm going to take preference to my own version, but I don't know. I do think that mine looks better than the majority out there. See here, it looks like we got this ankle piece right here. I don't know if my fingers are going to be blocking it too much. I've realized something. I tend to literally spend about 1 hour per marine. That includes basing and everything. And then if I'm doing like a video painting tutorial, even then I'll normally be about an hour and an hour and a half max. But I do take long with the painting tutorials because these angles, I have to kind of try to get it at a position to where you guys are able to see it as well. Alright, so let's do a little bit of dry brushing of this gold over this Space Wolf's head right here. Boom. One of the things that a lot of people don't do is the wrists. I actually like to make these little wrist pieces right here gold. I think that, like I said, little things like that stick out a lot. And I tend to make a lot of shoulder pads as well gold. If you look at the regular Space Wolf like paint scheme, they don't make the shoulder pads gold. They actually leave it gray, and I think it looks way better gold in the end. If anybody says anything about it, it's not like nobody can really say too much about that for Space Wolves anyways. Space Wolves don't really follow the Codex Astartes or anything that much, so somebody says some little smart-ass comment, this is different. I mean, it even says in the Space Wolf Codex, it even says like for their HQs and stuff like that, they can't have the same war gear because they're too prideful and they're too unique, and you know, they go off in the mountains and give each other blowies. I mean, wait, what? No, that's not why they wear kilts. Sorry, I had to throw that in. Just to be a huge, like, I've always enjoyed Space Wolf fluff. Like, I had the books. I've always enjoyed it. I used to be a staunch, like, I hated playing the Space Wolves as a army for a while when it first came out because it was broke and it was just really hard, and then there was just little things, pet peeves like with Blood Angels, stuff like that, that just weren't up to par. Like, for instance, Artificial Armor used to really suck big giant balls. Now with 6th edition, I'm not sure if they had planned that out. Who knows? Maybe they're not the complete fucking idiots that we think they are. But I thought the Sanguinary Guard were fucking shit. I mean, they were shit. They were. You could only take them in squads of 5s. I fucking hated that you have to take those god forbidden master crafted power weapons. Let you reroll only one fail to miss hit. Space Wolves pay like 5 points for a Lightning Claw. They get to choose whether they want to reroll all their hits or all their fucking wounds. And so for the love of God, I hate Mastercrafted. It's never worked for me. I actually started making a video collage of how many times it's failed me. And my local club members were cracking up because I had proved my point. Like, literally every single fucking time, it would not work. Alright guys, it looks like I got majority of the gold there. We're going to switch out now to Dwarf Bronze. We're going to get the tip of this plasma gun. We'll go in there with the black wash anyway, so even if we fuck it up. Bam. And we're going to go back with some black to actually fix that. There we go. Alright, we're going to get some chainmail out. So here's the thing. Chainmail is a little bit too bright. But we're going to be doing a bad at black wash over a lot of things. So if you're worried about chainmail and you're like, well, I prefer to use bolt gunmetal, by the time we're done with it, it'll look like bolt gunmetal, except what we'll do is we'll be going back with the chainmail and just doing some highlights. Alright, so now we're going to do this, these exposed kind of pipe things that they got going here. I wonder if the sculptor, when he did that initially, if it fucking if that was guitar string or not. Just wonder. Alright guys. Hey guys, so we're gonna go ahead and get our chainmail again and finish painting up this bolter for the most part. Once again, we're going to be doing a wash on that later on, so it's not as big of a deal with if you think it's a little bit too bright. Fuck it. We'll paint this handle silver too. Yeah, it's real important to go ahead and drill these barrels out. Notice that the best hand drill really is I'll actually do a video about it, but I could just say here as well. The best drill that I found, the GW1 is an absolute pile of shit, so do not buy that. Army Painter has the best hobby drill, but there's also another company, obviously other companies have been making it before Army Painter. I mean, not Army, is it, am I saying Army Painter? Yeah, no. It is Army Painter that makes one similar, but this other company that has it. I have like I said, I'm going to do a video about it later on. It's really important to drill it on. I actually did use the GW drill bit though, because I opened a GW1 a long time ago and it was a piece of shit, but the drill bits were good. Now at this point we're going to go ahead and we're going to get some ice blue and we're going to paint this plasma gun right here. A little bit more. Alright, there we go. Oops. Some ice blue on the table. I have to get that off later on. At this point, let's go ahead and get the chainmail again. We're just filling in all these little spots that we missed earlier and that we didn't get. Let's paint these little breath pipes right here. Normally get a little bit under there as well. Frankenstein bolts right here. And we're going to get the shiny gold out again. There's a spot on the backpack that we didn't get earlier, as well as some places on the face. So right here on the back, there's this raised kind of ledge. Oops. There we go. Get a little bit more here. And this is going to be a pain. Get this I actually don't think I painted that on the other guy. Painted a guy similar to this. I actually don't think that I actually painted that. The only reason I'm doing that is it has this like thing that goes over the entire eyebrow ridge. It just seemed kind of awkward not to paint it. Probably should have left that alone. Who knows? Get some more silver. I'm going to fill in the front respirator, little breathing thing right here. Go. Now we're going to do the joints. You don't have to get it deep in there. You could just get the ridges, because we're going to end up doing a bad black wash inside these areas. Because they might not even have metal in there anyways. That might be filled in with like a black, like flexible rubber instead of a metal type of thing. But I figured that on the outside of it have like a metal of some sort. Alright guys, so we're going to get some blood red. And this is actually the hardest part, and it takes a while to correct it. So I probably won't do the entire thing right here. Got to get your tip real fine. And we're going to do the eyes. And I normally have to go back a few times to fix the eyes. It's almost impossible to get it perfect the first time. Okay. You can get some more light on that. So the eyes need to dry, and then we'll be going back with Codex Gray to fix it up. What could we do now? Let's go ahead and fix up the sword a little bit. There's a couple of bolts that haven't been painted. One right here at the top. This one right here. And bust out Chaos Black. Fix up the bolter some. Flatten and straighten this part out right here. Get some dwarf bronze. Just a little bit here. We're going to fix this tip. Cover up any chainmail that might have gone around when we were doing that barrel. There we go. Alright, so I think in that should be dry by now. Get some Codex Gray. You don't want it too wet, but you don't want it too basically thick. Fixing this part. Alright. Get some shining gold. Fix that ridge. Got it a little bit too watery there. Getting it back. That's not good. We're going to kind of turn this guy upside down because we want to get the inside of this ridge. Get some more shiny gold, and we're going to go about fixing up some of these spots. A little bit more. I think that at this point we'll probably be about ready to move to the one of the final major steps here. Chainmail. Get some more chainmail. Don't forget to do the bottom of these shoes right here, this little heel. Alright, so at this particular point, we're pretty much done. We're going to get our Codex Gray, clean it up. Looks like the helmet's going to need some pinpoint accurate cleaning up. You also want to fix that. Go. And at this point, we're going to get out our scorched brown. Now, this particular trick is, I normally use my airbrush for it, but we're going to water it down, so get a bunch of water, and we're going to take some of this, real watered down, ton. Now, you're actually going to want to maybe touch it against the paper towel a little bit or something so that it sucks the water out. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a V, and we don't want it to wash, we want it to glaze. And what we're doing is we're making a V on here. And like I said, remember, we're not washing, we're doing a glaze. So, you're talking about lots of strokes. And once again, I normally just airbrush this, but because this tutorial is probably going to end up being used by most of you guys that don't have airbrushes, I don't want to go to that step, even though I'm going to cheat and do that for the plasma gun. And it's just going to be like a shit stain. It's pretty much not going to look, it's not going to look good. But later on, once we've done the sepia wash, to get it to really merge in, it'll look a lot better. You can pretty much stop like right there. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that. I'm going to fix just a few things. There we go. Hey, you guys are back. So we finished this kind of stain right here, and on the tail down the middle as well. We're going to end up going over that with sepia. We're at a crucial point right here where you get your distilled water, and we're going to start with the legs. You don't want to get it on the pelt because that's going to be a sepia wash. And what we're going to do is we're going to base coat the legs with water, so that when we do go to apply the wash, it basically has a capillary effect, and it's just sucked right into the creases and shadows and stuff like that. Bad Eye Black is what I'm using. The new thing is Nolan oil. Shake it up, get the sediment out. Let gravity do its thing. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and do the chest. We're going to end up having to go, try not to, you're going to have to pull it as much as you can out of the eyes. You don't want it in there fucking up that. Having to retouch the eyes is a real pain in the ass. Careful not to get it on that pelt, and careful not to put too much water to where it gets on that pelt, where it goes all the way down there. Alright, that's looking pretty good. We're going to let this dry. You don't want to fondle it too much once it gets to a certain point. We're going to go ahead and let this dry, and then see you guys in a little bit. Hey guys, it's pretty much dried up. We're going to go ahead and get some water now. And this, you still got to be careful because I still have it a little bit wet. Still a little bit of bad black right there. And we're going to get out sepia. I'm not sure what the new name is. I'm sure most of you guys are still using the older paints as well. So we'll end up tying these two colors in together real nice. There we go. It's looking good. We're going to set up the airbrush now. And you could use distilled water or a little bit of Windex. Alright, so we're just going to put just a little bit in there. So we don't want to waste too much. And we're going to get some ice blue. I'll put a conversion chart at the bottom so you guys can switch out and use the new paints. Whatever we don't use, we're going to pour back in. Anyway, so that's about the consistency of milk. Kind of a creamer there. That's what we're looking for. Good. I'm going to do a wash over these coils right here.
Hey guys, I forgot to mention something here. Normally, I also dry brush Space Wolves Gray over the coils to highlight them. So that's one thing you need to remember.
Hey guys, so what we got here is golden yellow. Alright, got a couple of shoulder pads here. Yellow is one of those pain in the ass colors that you can paint it if you pin it down and you do it, you do it in multiple layers. But really, yellow is a color that I personally would not paint it without an airbrush, just because to me, I've just found over the years that it's a fucking unforgivable color. So I fucking hate yellow, to tell you the truth. I never use it unless I absolutely have to. Save the rest. Might be some black in there. I don't think I'll add it to the pot this time. A little piece of black from earlier was in there. Get a little spray of some index. And clean this out real quick. Alright, we're good to go. Actually, not sure why I did that, because we're actually going straight to Chaos Black. And if I had left a little bit of Windex in there, could have been using it. Pop those bubbles. Get our Chaos Black. Doesn't take much. There we go. Consistency of milk. Like a cream kind of a get-go. So over here. Every once in a while, make that mistake. Let out just a little bit too much. There's that one. That is. Hey guys, I'm back. So I painted the gold and then glued the shoulder pads on. We're gonna go ahead and take care of the base. So these bases are got them from Sabor. It's kind of a slate color that I like to do with them more. Well, actually, not a slate, sandstone. I have painted a few of them like slate, and it actually takes 2 sepia washes, pretty much exact, to get these bases looking good. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and get some Calthan Brown. Do all the edges. Just started watching season 7 of Weeds. It's a show about some crazy, horrible mom that just sells drugs and just. I mean, I wouldn't call it necessarily drugs, but she sells weed. That's what the show's Weeds about. It's a funny show. It's fucking. I think it's a great show to watch. I think some of the top shows that I've really been staying on. Breaking Bad. The Walking Dead has been fucking great. And then Game of Thrones. So really, what kind of cracks me up is that AMC has Breaking Bad and The Walking Dead, and they're available. Go back to Sepia, finish our second wash, and they're fucking kicking the shit. I personally think they're kicking the shit out of HBO. Game of Thrones is on HBO, but man, Game of Thrones is really good. It is really good. But to tell you the truth, I would say that The Walking Dead is probably just as interesting and available in regular television. Like to Game of Thrones, I have to go on. There's Project Free TV, and I have to go on like stream sites to find it because I don't have HBO, and I'm not gonna wait till fucking the end of the year to purchase all that shit. I want to know what's going on right away. So we're gonna use some camo green. But I just started, like I said, I just started watching Weeds again. Pretty excited about it. You know what's another show that's kind of interesting? Hell on Wheels. It's also on AMC. It's not as good as, I mean, not necessarily not as good. The production value is great, but like, it's just I don't really find myself giving two shits about the story. I mean, I watch it because I'll go on those fucking, AKA kind of like a, instead of a Coke binge, it's a TV show binge, and I'll be out there just watching one episode after another, season or whatever. Oh, that reminds me, one of our club members, Sean Stacy, he hooked me up with this new show called Continuum, made in Canada. So, whoa, calm down right there. That doesn't instantly mean it's gonna suck ass. I mean, yes, there's Canadians involved, but it's actually a pretty good show. Oh, and alphas. I started off. We're gonna wait for this to camo to dry, and then we'll do Bad at Black. But I started off. Let me get the airbrush to dry it off. I put a piece of black. I painted some chaos black there, and then a bulk gunmetal dot in the middle, so it added a chip, and I did that on that one too. But that's pretty much it. Thanks for staying tuned. Shoot the shit with you guys later on. If you guys want to come on the 40K Nation TeamSpeak, you can talk to me about paint and just hang out. Post the details in the comments. And I have another painting tutorial coming up here for a 13th company kind of a Space Wolf guy.